Welcome back, friends. I'm Mark Bird. I'm with Commonwealth of Israel 2 House, again with my friends Ovadia Avrahami and Rabbi Abraham Feld. You know, with the past few questions that we've had, identifying and recognizing the return of the Northern Kingdom, the 2 houses, the Ephraimites, with so many of us out there now, what's the next step that I can do to try to become part of? What would I do if I'm coming out of Christianity? What do I do next? You know, I'm in this sea now, and I'm caught between maybe 2 islands, and I'm not sure where to go. What would be my next step? Do you have a recommendation where I could start, Ovadia?
If I may speak on behalf of the Ephraimites, or to the Ephraimites, coming from Ephraim, being a believer, Ephraimite myself, coming from a Christian background, having found the truth in Torah and accepting it over a period of 5 to 10 years and eventually living like a Jew and becoming a Jew. I know the road, I've come that road, and we always see when I meet people today like yourself, you find they come the same way. We never knew each other, but we've come the same way. There's one way, and that is back home. It's a Hebraic awareness, a Torah awareness, because the Torah will unite us, and we must become part of it. So where does an Ephraimite who is now partly in this, halfway into the pool, how does he get into the pool? Which pool? Straight away. All I would say is, on the track of Torah, learn Torah from the correct sources, and that is from the appointed, mandated lawgivers of Hashem, of God, and that is, we've got a whole study on that is Judah has got the scepter until the Mashiach who will come and rule over the nations. Until he comes, Judah is in control. Learn from them and accommodate and make peace. It's like a divorce. We've been divorced, the 2 houses of Israel, and you want to go back to your wife. You've got to throw off all those things that caused the divorce from your side, and she's got to throw off all the things from her side that caused the divorce. And certain things we must shelve. So many of these topics, and that is what Rabbi Feld and myself in Kol HaTorah has been saying, many of these topics that are now dividing us, like about Mashiach, those topics divide, we must put it aside. Let's concentrate on the things that unite us and put aside the other things, and eventually we'll all end up in the same place.
Thank you very much. That's good wisdom. Your thoughts, Rabbi Feld?
First, you can call me Abraham.
Thank you, Abraham.
And everyone else does. And I just wanted to say, Mark, your name is amazing, because you don't miss the mark and you hit the mark. Very appropriate. For people who are more advanced and actually want to do something to join, I recommend you contacting Kol HaTorah, because we could help micromanage your return and help you present yourself to us in a way that doesn't scare our pants off. And has a sympathy and empathy for your position. So someone who actually wants to make a physical, objective connection, please write us and let's talk about it. There's, ways people can easily put their foot in their mouth, so to speak, or as Ovadia would say, shoot yourself in your own leg. So we could avoid unnecessarily pitfalls. But the main thing is, the book that we put together is a stepping stone book. It will help connect you to Judah's historic biblical heritage. Aish.com, Jews for Judaism Canada. There's a wealth of kosher Torah biblical Judaism out there, and you should take advantage of it. And you should go to the closest Jewish communities that are in your vicinity, but some of your vicinities might be 1,000 miles away. You should try to plan your vacation near a Torah true Orthodox Jewish community to associate with your Judah and to associate with the spirit of the holidays, to do like Mark and his lovely bride. They come to Israel often. You can see the way the holidays really should be experienced here, because all of that you read and read, learn, and read and more learn. That's what we're all about, learning and reading and living. You know, in Hebrew, the word for text, which you would call scripture, so the root word means to call, and it means to read. Read because the Torah is read publicly. To call because it has to call out to you. So we have a lot of good things out there to identify with and to study intensely. Don't stop praying. And try to physically associate with Jews and Judaism as much as you can.
Thank you.
And can I also add something else? I would like to hear your comments on that. What would you advise to the rabbis? Because I think our audience are very interested, but what are the rabbis doing about this of getting us together? What would you advise to a rabbi be?
We demand of our spiritual leadership, and we demand of our educators and of our administrators, and whenever we have a contact with a political person, that they have to make this an important agenda. Because Ephraim hasn't made themselves known. They're very hidden. And they haven't done like Christian Zionists have do, where they're sending hundreds of millions of dollars a year to the Israeli government. They haven't made the mark that Mark is trying to make for Ephraim right now, getting their feet on the ground, their boots on the ground. So, nonetheless, Afal Pikain, we're trying to pressure and to push and to pester and to pull Jewish leadership to make this a bigger agenda, because they believe that the tribes are coming back and that they're going to wake up. So we just want to hear more noise about it and more commotion and more positive feedback.
And if I may just add to that, for your interest and for our listeners who are interested in where do we go from here, we are fighting the fight for you out there. We cannot do it alone. We need your help.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you both for joining me today. And at the end today, we will have all of the websites that Rabbi Feld Avraham has spoken about, our own websites and others, so that you can get all of this information at your fingertips. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.